Alright, with this quarantine on, let me just check what my friends are up to, and, what's this about? Am I being summoned like a dragon, I wonder? Okay, so today I'm going to talk about my 5 favorite differences so far, based on trailers, between Brigandine Grand Edition on the left and the upcoming new game, Legend of Runersia, which is going to be on your right. Difference 1. Map Hex Visualization. Very simply put, on the left is Brigandine Grand Edition, Snake of Chaos Battle, all fun and good. But as you can see, the hexes are just little tiny lines. That's it. There's no real differentiation. If you look on your right at Runersia, there's so much more definition between each hex that it's much easier to visually identify how many hexes away that is. For example, that little Cyclops-looking monster, I don't know what that is 5 hexes south of the thing in the red. That's a monster that it might go up and attack. So for me, this is a huge change because it just lets you more easily eye up distances, which is great for casting magic, be it healing or offensive. So it's a huge change that is subtle but beautiful. Okay, difference number 2 is really hard for me to show because it isn't in Grand Edition and it is in Runersia. So if you look at the top right hand of your screen, you will see that there's a weapon triangle of sorts. Very familiar to Fire Emblem players, perhaps, but red is Fire Elemental, which deals extra damage to green, which is Earth Elemental, which deals extra damage to blue, which is Water Elemental, which in turn deals extra damage to red. And then there's Holy and Evil, which are just diametrically opposed. This is great for beginners who may not understand this concept, may not know what they're looking at, because it lets you see very quickly what's going to be effective against what. You know, in Grand Edition, it was always nice to send a lizard man up against a dragon. But in Runersia, who knows how it's going to be? I haven't looked at all the units yet because, frankly, the game's too far out. But, hey, it's good to be able to see that, hey, I've got the blue and white elemental in this picture here, and I know what that means if I'm attacking something with an opposing element. Difference 3 is a little more subtle, but it's just something I personally like, which is the display of a critical hit. In Grand Edition, it's there. It might even be in red, although I've seen it in white before. It might have to do with the Snake of Chaos settings, but it's small and it's quick. In Runersia, you can see that you hit a critical attack real fast, and it shows you what that number is without just skipping past it. So it's easier to see what the criticals are when you get them, and it feels more rewarding as well, just from a gameplay perspective. Like, oh yeah, I got that crit, as opposed to, it's a critical, I can't really see it. Alright, difference 4, I can't show you, which is that Brigandine Grand Edition, while pretty well paced, was still slower than Runersia, and I like the faster gameplay. One of the hardest things to be into Brigandine about is how long battles take, especially head-to-head. Unfortunately, there's no multiplayer, but just the difficulty of taking the time to get through the game is... Faster gameplay is better, generally speaking, unless you're going to miss stuff. Faster animations, faster movement, all works towards a more enjoyable and engaging experience. So for me, that's my number 4, and I'm sorry I can't show it to you without just ripping video clips, but I can't show it to you without ripping video clips. Finally, difference 5 is the easiest thing I can show you, and it's one of the biggest improvements to the game I can think of. It's that on the left, with Grand Edition, you really don't get much guidance. I'm trying to decide who I'm going to target in that picture, and it really just kind of shows me 2 units I can target. It doesn't show me how far my units got in terms of range. On the right, you have a whole hex chart that shows you exactly how far and where your unit can target in terms of its actual ability. So if you need to range check anything, and you need to know, is it 3 hexes or 4 hexes, you can just look at the grid and go, 1, 2, 3, 4, done. It's so much easier, so much better, and I'm really happy with that improvement. So for me, that's a huge thing, especially for beginners who are trying to get used to tile-based gameplay and strategy, and maybe they've never done hexes before. You know, if you play Fire Emblem or Final Fantasy Tactics, they're all squares, even though Tactics has verticality. So it's a different style of play, and it's a great inclusion into the game because it just makes it so much easier for beginners, and even for experts who've played Brigandine before, it just makes things quicker in that case. And like I said earlier, faster gameplay is generally better and more engaging. Alright, well that's it for me. If you agree or disagree or have something of your own that you think should have been on this list, leave a comment, let me know. Otherwise, I enjoy making quick, fast videos, so if you enjoy what you just watched, please hit the like, share, subscribe, friend, follow, whatever buttons. It really does help this channel grow. It lets me know what you're watching so I can keep making more of it, and I really do appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. And as always on this channel, La Paz.